Tip for lighting your brain on fire. Not literally, but kinda. It should be more like a rule, but here it is. Ready? Before you enter into the marketplace, prepare your mind. Now, before you think this isn't relevant to me, let me just tell you that you are selling something. You're selling your child on lots of things daily. You're selling your boss at work on lots of things. You're selling products and services to the marketplace. Whatever it is, you are selling something. You're selling your agenda in almost every single scenario. So this tip is something that you can do at any point, at any time, any place, and it just takes about 10 minutes to do, all right? It gives you that instant clarity, instant focus, instant just boost in energy, and it kind of sets your mind on fire. So the fact that it takes 10 minutes, this isn't like a 1 second trick. You know, I've got some tricks, like if I'm instantly, like if I touch the back of my neck and close my eyes and imagine stuff and like say something in my head, like I can bring myself to a state of, you know, certain, like I have those little 1 second tricks. This is like 10 minutes. And so you want to use this. So this will be useful for you if you're going into like an important scenario, a situation, and you're thinking about it and you want it to go well and whatever. And it may seem like it's not relevant, but I promise you it works in every single scenario, and you just show up better. You show up more of you, and it works. Here it is. So the tip is called ultra reading, and it is a 10-minute session where you literally read through 5 books. Here are my 5 for the day. So here's how it works. You take 5 books, and I like to kind of add variety to my books, and so I've got a motivational type book, somebody's story. I have a book that I saw the other day, Capital Gains, smart things I learned doing stupid stuff. We got Cannabis and Spirituality, Poop to Gold is a marketing book, so I'll probably get a good marketing tip out of there. And then Asking It Is Given, a book on learning to manifest your dreams, a little bit more esoteric. So I take these books and I literally set a timer for 2 minutes on my phone, and I give 2 minutes to each one of these. So the idea is to go through 2 minutes in each of these books. And so you just pick it up, you open to a place, maybe you scan the table of contents, but you just kind of open to a place and you start. Know who the fuck you are and just start reading, right? So I might get 3 or 4 pages or a chapter or something like that in. So 2 minutes goes off on my alarm. I set that book down. I hit the alarm button on my phone that says do it again for another 2 minutes. And so I pick up the next book, Smart Things I Learned Doing Stupid Stuff. And so personal accounts. And so I might be drawn to that little box. I might you know, like this first page, baby steps. And so once the alarm goes off, you just hit the do it again button. And by this point, like I'm 4 minutes in and I might have gotten a really good kind of just jolt of remember who the fuck you are from reading what I read in here. And then maybe I reaffirm and I learn a lesson, you know, in anything, make sure you're taking baby steps. Be cautious as you. So I set it down, I'm doing good, got another 2 minutes, Cannabis and Spirituality, An Explorer's Guide to Ancient Plant Spirit Ally. Now this is an interesting book, very different. So maybe I just start reading right here about the sacred relationship, wisdom for cannabis growers, and who knows what I will learn, the value of intention. Ooh. Which is super interesting that I opened up to this point because I'm really, really passionate about intention and I understand the power of it. And the first thing I read is the next thing someone could have before you start to grow your weed, you got to have a good intention behind it. Why you're growing it, what it's going to do, who it's going to serve. That's visualization. That's cool. I talk about this. And so at this point, 6 minutes in on a roll, the next 2 minutes goes to From Poop to Gold. So I might get a good marketing tip or something out of here. Now, here's the thing. I've already read this book. I've listened to the entire audiobook, but I might just pick up a nugget, you know, working with the Harmon Brothers, so that's testimony. So curating products and clients. So maybe this particular chapter is chapter 13, curating products and clients. So I do remember this, but this would be a good refresher. This is their process of how to hire somebody. So I get a good tip on how to hire somebody. Does the team love the product? Is there a real problem? So the questions that they ask. So that's cool. In the next book, we've got Asking It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your. So this one I've also read, but let's just see where we open up to. Chapter 17. Where are you and where do you want to be? Okay, that's very important. So these questions would all be very relevant no matter what situation I was going into. Now, it might not seem relevant. you're like, well, I'm not talking about marketing. I'm not talking about growing weed. I'm not talking about any of this stuff. Here's what I would tell you on that. Just let that go. Like, if you can go into this process and know that you're going to get exactly what you need to get to show up more powerfully in that thing that you're about to go into and show up for, the reason you're doing this, that's exactly what will happen. You'll get exactly what you... The next big tip that I would say is, as you go through this, especially if it's your first time, if you don't immediately like walk away with chills and have this aha moment or feel amazing, that's okay. Just know that the process, it'll show up in the day. Maybe it's in the interview or in the conversation that you gotta have or in the sales call or wherever. Maybe it shows up in a place that you expect it to show up or that you want it to show up. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it shows up in a random scenario or situation that leads to something else. And so I see this all the time as well. So that's the 10-minute ultra reading process. In a 10-minute process, I get, 5 or 6 good little nuggets. So you can do this anywhere. I carry books in my bag all the time. And you can modify the time as well. So if you've only got 5 minutes, then do a minute a book. If you've only got, if you've got a little bit longer, then another thing that I like to do is before I start reading and dipping into the book, I actually set the intention. I'm smiling because that's exactly what we learned in the cannabis book today. And I didn't even read, I was just walking through the process and I got some good tips just by doing that. That's like 30 seconds of me just explaining the process, and I'm already feeling the effects of it. I'm feeling a little bit more jacked. My brain's going. So for example, if I'm going into this book, The Marketing Magic of the Harmon Brothers, these are the guys that made some of the most viral videos in the world. The poopery videos, they did the ClickFunnels ad, they did the Fiber Fix commercial, so many just ridiculously hilarious. So basically what they do is they blow up brands by making these viral videos. And so if I'm going into this book, I might look at it, and if I got a little bit more time, I take 30 seconds and say, okay, I imagine that the wisdom that is in this book, the Harmon Brothers are speaking directly to me. They're looking at my business and they're sharing with me how to blow my business up. And you know what? Just opening up to that book or that chapter on how to hire people, the questions to ask, that could literally blow my business up. It could be the thing that changes everything. And you know what? Maybe there's not something that's directly relative to you. And again, this is just kind of an add-on if you got a little bit more time and you want to play with this. So that is the 10-minute ultra reading process. If you do that before anything important, I assure you, you will show up more powerfully. You will show up more clear-headed, more focused, more you'll show up a better version of you. And so it works with anything important you got to do, try it out. So this is just one little trick, ultra reading, that I learned from my mentor, one of the greatest mentors of this life. His name was Mark Hoverson. He passed away of cancer last year. And I got so much life-changing stuff from him. It's insane. This is one of the things that I use constantly, and I will forever, that I got from him. Later tonight, actually, Brenda, my business partner for the last 8 years or something, 6 years, I don't know, long time. And Shannon, which is Mark Hoverson, my greatest mentor, the guy that taught me this trick, it's his wife. They are doing a special training. They're going through one of Mark's programs, one of his training products, which I just recently went through, and I've been through all of them, and I think it's I think it's the best one, because he paints the vision of what the ideal entrepreneur should strive to be. And when you know what that is, when you know what the vision of the ideal entrepreneur that you should strive for, when you know that, every area of your life, it just elevates, it lifts, it goes to the next level, every area. And so that's what he's actually doing in one of his products, and it's a lesser known product. Nobody has hardly went through this or seen this training. So he uses, the original product was called Ancient Visions for the Modern Mompreneur, and so it was made specifically for moms, I thought. That's the reason I never went through it. And then I thought, well, I'm not a mom, I'm not even a woman, so it probably won't apply. But he's using Proverbs 31, which is a book in the Bible, and he goes through verse by verse, and he paints a picture of what the Proverbs 31 woman is. But whenever I go through that and I look at that, it's more than just what a woman should strive to be, what a woman entrepreneur mom should strive to be. It's what every entrepreneur should strive to be. It's the perfect example. It's the ideal entrepreneur. And so maybe you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm not an entrepreneur. It's the ideal vision for it's good. I promise you, you will get a lot out of it if you want to show up to the training tonight. They're going to talk about it. They're unpacking that product or that training, and they're giving their take on it because the product was actually inspired by them. Mark created it, and he says it inside there that Shannon was the inspiration behind it. And Brenda actually went through, she's known Brenda and been going through Mark's stuff and like working business side of it longer than Shannon has. And so it's a really cool combination. So if anything that I have said so far has resonated with you, then give it a shot. Don't just walk away and say, that was cool. Maybe I'll try that one day. Like, go try it. Go try the Ultra Read session. If you're interested in getting better as a person, as a human, show up tonight. I'll put the link down here. So when you go to this link right here, you'll be able to register, and I would recommend doing that sooner rather than later if you want to show up, because we're emailing our list of 15,000 plus people. Shannon's emailing her list of thousands of people. It's going to fill up, and so set an alarm on your phone, put a place on your calendar if you want to actually make this event. Just go there and register.